courtesy of the German Navy, but this is the last time that...
They're a very distinctive T-shaped tail, wide flashing lights, very similar looking.
Ignited.
Well, the slower the aircraft is, the more the wind affects it. So as you see the pit's taking off, it's going off into wind, it's using that wind to its advantage. As you can see, what a manoeuvrable aircraft, how much power it's using, but that wind coming against it, allowing him to keep his ground speed really slow, really impressive.
This then Rich Goodwin in his muscle biplane, his pit, and here's another knife edge pass. Turning away from us with a bit of negative G.
A surface to air missiles trying to engage the Merlins.
The agility of this multi-purpose machine from the Bronco demo team based at Kortrijk Yeovilton in Belgium. Tony De Bruyne with the North American OD-10B Bronco. Later this year, with the addition seen on friendly terms on the ground at a base like Yeovilton, but here it is from the Norwegian Air Force Historical Squadron, the MiG-15, or the SB Lim 2, which was flown for us today by the boss of the Historical Squad 11 and AS-12 wire-guided missiles in order to be able to attack surface targets.
And she'll do a 360 just to really show off that beautiful shape. And also here there's two angles. Well, it must be fabulous to see the successor to the Vampire. This wonderful airplane flying out here today. What sort of memories does that, what feelings does that give you?
Well, memory lane again, nostalgia, because I remember it as a prototype. One of that very small family of twin boom aircraft, Vampire and Venom, Sea Venom, and then of course the successor to the Sea Venom, this one, the Sea Vixen.
And of course it was Sea Vampire that Winkle Brown did his first ever jet deck landing on an aircraft carrier. It was quite a wonderful one. That is, it cleans up. I've learned not to try and talk about it. Both engines develop about 11,000 pounds of thrust.
That aeroplane also flew offensive sweeps over Japan.
Pulling up at 4G, this is Swan. Once again, another shape change on the 45 now. With 3 aircraft on each wing. Moving forward now, Reds 8 and 9 tuck in a beam, Red 7. Reds 2, 3, 4 and 5 back up in their usual pace next to Red 1, and you can see the shape of the feathered arrows. The jet slowed down to about 150 miles an hour at the apex of the loop, working hard to stay in formation at that low speed, but controls are less responsive. About to come left in this shape, feathered arrow, or as we call it, thread. This is the hammerhead brake. 8 and 9 with the coloured smoke, pitching up now to roll around the synchro pair. They then perform their own twinkle rolls as they get ready to split in the Jippo break. In opposing 360-degree 6G turns in their final manoeuvre, which is the carousel. Remember, the pilots are pulling 6G, they're working very hard to fight the G-force. They're crossing 3 times. Now notice when they cross at the back, they swap their smoke colour from red to blue and vice versa. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a huge round of applause for the synchro pair. And you've been watching the Royal Air Force aerobatic team, the Red Arrows!
2006. He went on to win the British Helicopter Championships in 2009 and 2010. So we're very lucky to have him. So here they come, as crowd centre into the hopper. You can see the gazelles are very, very sleek flying machine. We call it the E-type Jaguar of the sky. Blue Eagles a few years ago. His day job is flying commercial jets all over Europe.
This aircraft, also just give them a wave. This is their final flyby as they land to say hello to them. Service, and you know, it's a real tribute to what those people did and the bravery of the guys that operated it in the hazardous environments that they had to fly it in. Beautifully flown by Lieutenant Commander Chris Gopka and crew of the Swordfish 1 of the Royal Navy.
Hellfire missile launchers or external fuel tanks. And as you can see today, gunship have opted for a mixture of rocket and missile launchers. Each rocket pod can house up to 9. The aircraft, far more than I can do justice in just a 10-minute display. But if you have any questions, please find a member of the display team or the Army Air Corps engagement team. Thank you.
225 examples being operated across the French Air Force. A typically distinctive and charismatic product from the house of Dassault. First example touching down with a spot of aerodynamic braking, keeping the nose high on the landing roll.
Formation in front of you is called the tower. The proper performance of this formation tests the excellent training of the pilots.
B-24 Liberators on those enormously hazardous daylight raids over occupied Europe. The 8th Air Force, largely based in East Anglia, and around 2,000 of the B-17s and B-24s that flew from those parts between 1942 and 1945 were lost. It's no wonder this aircraft's operator, Ellie Sallingbow, describes Sally B as a living piece of our national heritage that must be preserved for the enjoyment and education of today's and future generations. And there it is, touching gently down. Captained today by Dutchman KLM Captain Peter Cowper.
I'll sign off and let you enjoy the final manoeuvre. Thank you for your attention. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Unidentified aircraft. High speed class now, 580 knots, 100 feet. Those aircraft may be, for instance, Russian bombers probing the edges of UK airspace, or it could be an airliner with which communication has been lost or otherwise couldn't be established. Beard, what was that?
Don't panic too much, ladies and gentlemen, it's all part of the show. Oh, Driver weighs about 2 tons, and when he drops it off, it will be up and running and ready to join the action, ready to move troops around as required. For extraction. Commando 1 will lead in and land on. Or will he? No aircraft. The winch will be used to conduct helicopter in-flight refueling, which gives us the capability to take